Hi guys, so today I'm going to be filming kind of the counterpart to the last video that I uploaded on my channel, which was very expensive, opulent, luxurious fragrances for men. So today I'm going to be doing the feminine version of that video, and I kind of want to call this video Old Money Perfumes for Women. Do I know what old money is? Absolutely not. I certainly do not come from old money. With that being said, I kind of put something together in my mind of what I imagine old money to be, what it kind of would look like, what it would smell like, and this is my interpretation of it in this video. So in my opinion, I feel like a person that is from old money would wear a fragrance that is not vulgar, is not too fruity or too sweet or showing off in any sort of way. And that's just kind of what I think. I believe that they would wear a lot of floral fragrances. I'm talking about women now. So I believe like an old money woman would wear maybe a lot of floral fragrances, something a little bit powdery almost, very elegant fragrances. And if they did choose to wear something sweet, it would not be too sweet. It would be quite a luxurious sort of scent. I'm rambling. Let's just get into this list. The first fragrance that I have here doesn't really need an introduction. It is Gris Dior from Christian Dior. Now, for me, this is typically what I would imagine a woman of old money to smell like. It is so classy, so beautiful, so fresh, not obnoxious in any way. It smells professional. It smells very bright, crisp, and very, very elegant and luxurious. Gris Dior is a rose patchouli interpretation, but it's done in such, like I said, a bright way. It almost has this fizzy feeling overall. It's very fresh and uplifting and just effortlessly stunning. And the fragrance is really, guys, a 10 out of 10. I've had it in my collection now for several years and it's still a fragrance that I love. You can obviously see by the bottle that I absolutely love this fragrance. For me, it is my kind of casual scent. It's an out of the shower scent. It's a running errand scent for me. I really love this fragrance. It puts me in such a good mood and it always makes me feel put together. Even when I'm having the worst days of my life, when I spray on Gris Dior from Christian Dior, it puts me into the kind of sensation that I'm okay. I can get through this and my day is gonna be okay. It's fresh, it's fizzy, it's bright. I think there's a little bit of oak moss in here. There is the rose and patchouli in here, but it's done in a light way. It's done in a fresh way, which is why I love this fragrance so much. It's just incredible. So Gris Dior from Christian Dior, I definitely imagine this fragrance on an old money type of woman for sure. Absolutely stunning fragrance. Next up, I have Fleur Burlesque from Vilhelm Parfumerie. Fleur Burlesque, I have spoken about it a few times on my channel and I just love this fragrance so much. It's so raw, it's so carnal, it's so sexy. And I know when I started this video, I said that, you know, no sexy, over the top, raunchy, vulgar fragrances. I mean it in the best way possible when it comes to Fleur Burlesque. It just smells so natural, a little bit carnal, very sexy, but in such an elegant way. The florals are so beautiful and so pure. I believe there is some jasmine, gardenia, maybe some tuberose in there. It's white flowers, to be honest. It's a lot of jasmine, gardenia. I think there's some sandalwood in the base, but it is just beautiful. A little bit earthy, a little bit green, and very natural smelling. There's not much sweetness going on here. It's more of like this raw, slightly green and earthy floral scent, and it's just incredible. Longevity and projection on this one is amazing. I actually went to Spain a few weeks ago for a wedding and I took Fleur Burlesque with me and I wore it on the night of the wedding because I just felt like it. I wanted to be wearing a white floral. I've never been to a wedding before. This was my first one and I just felt so sexy and so beautiful when I was wearing this fragrance. So for me, this is definitely an old money scent and it always makes me feel very luxurious, very elegant, but kind of like an underlying sexy. Like I have my outfit on, but I'm wearing matching La Perla lingerie under my outfit, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. Switching up to something a little bit different here, we have Dama Bianca from Xerjoff. Now for me, this is definitely like an old money type of scent. It's so beautiful, it's so effortless, and it's just incredible. So Dama Bianca is a vanilla fragrance, but there is so much more going on. I would never call this like a typical vanilla scent because it is far from that. Dama Bianca is powdery, it's sweet, it's musky, there is some amberette, there is some iris, I think there's some kumquat in the beginning, but I don't really feel the kumquat so much. I mostly get this soft, musky, powdery floral vanilla, and it's just stunning. For me, this could definitely be like a potential wedding day scent in the future, maybe. I'm just putting it out there, maybe. But it is just gorgeous. Longevity and projection is amazing on Dama Bianca. I was really not expecting it when I first got this fragrance into my collection. I wasn't necessarily expecting it to last that long. Let me tell you guys, this one lasts for hours on the skin with a nice soft minimal projection. It is just a stunning scent, really beautiful, and exactly what I would imagine on an old money woman. Exactly. So love, love, love Dama Bianca. Guys, I feel like I look bold right now, but the reason that I did this hairstyle is because my hair is filthy right now, and I feel like it's just not working in my favor. Like, I feel like I look bold. Next up, we have Iris Malikhan from Maison Crivelli. Now, I feel like this is for an old money woman, but she's fashion. She's fashionista. This is such a Parisian chic fragrance, Iris Malikhan from Maison Crivelli. I haven't worn it in quite a while and I miss this fragrance so much, and I'm really serious when I say this, you guys. For me, this is the best Iris fragrance on the market, and I was not expecting to love it as much as I do at all. And for me, it was actually a slow burn. When I first smelled this fragrance, I was kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna like that. I don't think I'll ever wear that. But when I started wearing it, I really started appreciating the art of this fragrance and the complexity of this fragrance. I really started to appreciate it. And for me, guys, it is a 10 out of 10. Incredible, just so luxurious, so complex, so niche. It's just wow. So you have iris, I think there's some leather in here. I don't even know what else, but I'm gonna tell you guys what I personally get. I get a sweet, buttery iris scent with a little bit of leather, some woodiness in the base, and overall, I kind of get this warm, slightly chocolatey facet to the scent. It is really a show-stopping scent, and I definitely see this on an old money woman. I totally see it, especially like I said, maybe an old money woman who is like a fashionista vibe. I do get compliments with this one, not every single time because it's quite an acquired scent, and I would tell you guys, if you were interested in this, you should try it first because it is definitely something that your nose needs to kind of adjust to, but really it is stunning. 10 out of 10, and still to this day it's my favorite from Maison Crivelli. I also really like Hibiscus Mahajad, definitely not appropriate for this video, but my favorite is still gonna be Iris Malikhan. I think it's just the best iris ever. So the next fragrance might be a little bit of a shock, but bear with me and let me explain. We have a fragrance from Parfumerie and it is Carlisle. Now I was thinking of putting in Athalia from the feminine line, but I have to be honest, guys, I'm not really the biggest fan of Athalia, and also I already have an iris fragrance in this list, so I kind of wanted to leave Athalia out. Even though it is beautiful, it's definitely a beautiful scent, it's just not personally for me, and I have tried, like there's something on my nose, I feel like it's dust. I have tried with Athalia, like I have tried to work out our relationship, but I don't know, there's just something about it that I don't like. So I wanted to recommend Carlisle because for me, this really smells like old money. And this could definitely be for a man, but I think equally as much for a woman. And if you're a woman watching this video and you kind of like to experiment with fragrances, try Carlisle, like really just try it. You will not regret it at all. For me personally, one of my favorite fragrances from Parfumerie in general is Herod, and that's part of the masculine collection. But for me, that does not stop me, and I totally believe that Herod is completely unisex, and same with Carlisle. But Carlisle smells hella expensive and very luxurious. So With Carlisle, what you're gonna get is this very, oh, I just got it on my nose. Oh la la. A very intense, smooth, creamy, buttery, woody scent. And it is just, I've never smelled something so luxurious, guys, and I'm not joking when I say that. Carlisle smells expensive and very, very, very luxurious. It is just amazing. I don't know why I haven't spoken about this fragrance for so long, but whenever I smell it, I absolutely just love the scent. And for me, I pick up a slight white chocolatey facet. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't even really know the notes in here. Maybe there's a bit of tobacco. I think there's some patchouli, some nutmeg, woody notes. But really what I get is this very smooth, creamy, buttery, woody fragrance with a little sweetness going on. Almost like I said, a little bit of this like white chocolatey facet. And it is just wow, 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 wow. Actually, the notes are on the back of the bottle. Apple, saffron, nutmeg, tonka, osmanthus, rose, vanilla, patchouli. Okay, well, the notes are on the back, but for me, like I said already, a smooth, buttery, woody, sweet, just stunning, stunning fragrance. Very well blended, very beautiful, and very luxurious. This is definitely a little more of an intense fragrance to wear, a little more conceptual, if I can say that, for an old money type of woman. If they really like their fragrances, I would imagine them wearing Carlisle. So definitely check this one out if you wanted something very expensive, very luxurious. Actually, a reference that I could say, if you like something like Ivory Root from Xerjoff, because you guys know how much I love Ivory Root, it is freaking one of my favorite from Xerjoff, and it's one of the most beautiful, complex fragrances I've ever tried. If you like Ivory Root, there is a big chance that you would like Carlisle. Again, not because they're the same, but I do feel like their scent profiles could be compared in a way. So definitely check out Carlisle. It is just a stunning 10 out of 10 luxurious old money scent. So next up we have Tuberoza from Nishane. I love the house of Nishane. It definitely is one of my favorite niche houses when I think about it. Like, I love a lot of their fragrances. So just a little side note. So Tuberoza is a really stunning, pure, very, very, very pure white floral. Predominantly tuberose, that's mostly what I get from the scent. I get this really raw, crisp tuberose scent. Slightly green, slightly earthy. It really smells like natural tuberose. And actually, when I smell this fragrance, it does remind me of Narcotic V from Nasomato. If you guys have been a long time watcher of my channel, I used to talk about Narcotic V quite a lot. I don't own it anymore. My bottle disappeared in Australia. I don't know what happened there, but it's gone. And for me, Tuberoza could definitely be in the same realm as Narcotic V. A very beautiful, raw, carnal tuberose fragrance. I know I put in Fleur Burlesque, but for me, Fleur Burlesque is more jasmine, it's more maybe gardenia, sandalwood, and Tuberoza is a straight up tuberose gardenia scent. Very, very, very realistic, very beautiful, and very old money. This is just absolutely elegant, stunning, classy, and feminine. I have to be honest, I've worn this fragrance maybe like once, because for me, tuberose is a very delicate subject when it comes to me. I sometimes love tuberose and I sometimes hate it. Sometimes I go in a big phase where I'm obsessed with it. Sometimes I don't even want to smell it. And right now I'm not in my tuberose phase of life. So for me, I'm not personally going to be pulling for this one at all. But I did want to recommend it to you ladies who love tuberose. You really want a very realistic, pure and long-lasting tuberose scent. Try Tuberoza from Nishane. It's absolutely stunning, very refined, very high quality, and I really do see this one being like old money. It is just incredible. But for my personal taste, no. I prefer Fleur Burlesque from Vilhelm. So next up, we have Angelique Noire from Guerlain. Okay, guys, if you know me, and you have again watched my channel, I'm really pulling out references from years ago now, but if you guys have watched me for a long time, Angelique Noire from Guerlain is my favorite fragrance from the brand by far. And For me, this fragrance was really a trust the process moment. I sprayed this for the first time several years ago and I absolutely hated it. I thought it smelled so bad. I thought it smelled off. I was like, what in the world is this fragrance? I absolutely hate it. And I sprayed it on my skin, so I got the chance to wait for it to develop. And as the day went on, I would go back, I would smell it, I would be like, okay. I would go back, I would smell it again. It's getting a bit better. And I would go back, and eventually I kind of became slowly in love with the fragrance. It didn't take me one wear or two wears. It took me about 4 to 5 wears to actually fully appreciate this fragrance, to understand it, and to fall madly head over heels in love with it. From the Ardent Materials collection from Guerlain, I have a lot of favorites, like Cuir Beluga is for me one of the best from that line. Angelique Noire being number 1. There is Bois d'Armani. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry, but that fragrance is just stunning. Obviously, you have Spiritus du Bleveny, Tonka Imperial, but for me, the best is Angelique Noire by far. And it really started my love affair with the Ardent Materials collection, but also my love affair with Guerlain in general. You have Angelica, which is quite a green, earthy and like rooty sort of smell. I don't know how to describe it, but the note itself I really dislike, but somehow in Angelique Noire it develops so beautifully with the other notes in the fragrance. You have a little bit of pear, some pink pepper, I think there's some other floral notes, maybe jasmine, and then you have a lot of beautiful high quality vanilla in here. So when you first spray it, you definitely feel that kind of green, bitter, earthy note, which is not very nice, but trust the process. Spray it on, you're gonna feel it right there, but then as it starts to smooth out and dry into your skin, you're gonna be left with probably the most luxurious vanilla I've ever smelled in my life, and really high quality and not too sweet, not obnoxious, just absolutely incredible. I see this on an old money woman in like full cashmere in the fall and winter, maybe in Paris or on the Upper East Side in New York, wearing Angelique Noire. That's what I see. It is just a 10 out of 10 fragrance, one of the best vanillas ever created, one of the best Guerlains ever created, and I love it so much still to this day. So Angelique Noire from Guerlain, guys, this is old money, this is totally my vibe, and I love it so much. I need a little coffee break. How many coffees do you guys drink a day? Because these days, recently, I've been drinking like 3 coffees a day, which is really not good. Well, 2 to 3, I would say. And I feel like it's definitely not helping my anxiety, but speaking of the devil, we have Ivory Root from Xerjoff. Now, again, this is going to be maybe for the old money that is a little more into spending on things, because some old money people do not like to spend and others do. So Ivory Root for me is just one of the best fragrances from Xerjoff, just in my opinion. There is a lot of beautiful fragrances from Xerjoff. You guys know how much I'm obsessed with the brand. One of the fragrances that I have loved ever since my first time that I smelled it is Ivory Root. Ivory Root is so complex, so beautiful, so incredible, so luxurious, so opulent, so expensive, can I go on? But it's done in a very elegant way. All of these fragrances, guys, in this list are so special. Some of them are very strong, but they're done in a way where it smells very luxurious and not too much. That none of these fragrances to me personally smell vulgar. Vulgar is like very fruity or very, very spicy or very woody. All of them are blended super beautifully and smell very just opulent and effortless, you know? So Ivory Root, I think I don't even know the notes, guys, I completely forgot, but I think you have some coriander, some spices, some woodiness. But for me, what I get is this very smooth, very creamy, slightly spicy, woody fragrance, but it's blended to perfection. And when I say perfection, I really mean it. And I believe there is no vanilla listed in Ivory Root, but really, I feel vanilla in here. I am convinced that there is vanilla in here, and I need to get to the bottom of that. Because for me, it's smooth, it's sandalwood, a bit spicy, but there is like a nice smooth sweetness accompanying all of those other notes. And the fragrance, guys, is just show-stopping, beautiful. I like to wear Ivory Root for like a formal event, so for a special evening when I'm very dressed up. I love to throw on Ivory Root, and I feel like if I lived in a colder place, like if I lived in Paris, it's not really that cold, but I'm saying Paris in winter, or if I lived in New York or somewhere in the US where it gets very cold, I think Ivory Root would be like my signature. Like, I really think Ivory Root would probably be like my signature if I lived in like a very cold place, because it's just stunning, guys. If you have not checked this one out yet, definitely do it. I have been rambling about Ivory Root for so many years, and you guys just need to check it out. It is fantastic, old money vibes, luxurious, perfection. And another more intense recommendation that I have here, but it smells so luxurious, so expensive. I'm sorry for keeping on using those adjectives, but anyways. So we have Ardent from Boadicea the Victorious. Now, out of all of my rose sweet oud combinations, Ardent smells the most expensive, the best, the most refined, the most just opulent and stunning. It is really, really, guys, a 10 out of 10 rose and oud combination. It's sweet, it's ambery, it's very dark, very opulent, very luxurious, very expensive. You have rose, I think you have some amber, you obviously have oud, some vanilla. I'm not gonna lie, there is a lot of fragrances on the market that smell exactly like this fragrance. There is Noire de Noire, there is Oud Bouquet, there is so many fragrances that have this kind of rose and oud combination. But when I tell you guys that this is probably my favorite, I really do mean it, because it has a very expensive touch to it, and it really has a signature. And I know that there is a lot on the market. Even I was just looking at my collection, there is Rose d'Arabie from Armani Privé, which is absolutely beautiful. I do have to say that Ardent has become my absolute favorite out of the rose oud combos, because it's just beautiful. It's sweet, a little bit ambery, a little bit jammy. It's dark. The rose is very dark, very sultry. I see this one for like a black tie event, for a night out, for a date. It's just perfection, and I love it so much. And definitely like an old money vibe. Another fragrance that I absolutely love that fits into this old money category is Volutes from Diptyque. This is the eau de parfum, and I love this fragrance. I recently featured it in a tobacco video, and I wanted to put it in here because for me this is a very unusual, very unique tobacco fragrance that I believe should get a little more attention. Is it my favorite fragrance in my whole entire collection? No, absolutely not. But do I think it is beautiful and does deserve more attention? Yes. This fragrance is just gorgeous. It's soft, it's beautiful, it's smooth, very, very, very well blended. You have some iris, you have a little bit of honey, you have some tobacco, of course, some woodiness, a bit of a muskiness. It's just done so well. It smells very smooth, a little bit powdery. There's a slight sweetness from the honey, but usually honey in fragrances goes very sickly sweet, very powdery, very obnoxious. In Volutes, it's done in a beautiful way. It just kind of adds this warm, smooth sweetness to the composition. So I absolutely love this fragrance. It is beautiful, and it does really remind me of an old money vibe. I can just picture the outfit in my head right now of what I would imagine the woman to be wearing when she's wearing Volutes. I can just see it. Definitely a Parisian, because Parisians love Diptyque. Volutes from Diptyque, an absolutely stunning scent. Really beautiful, very subtle, but done in all the best ways. Next up, we have Allure from Chanel. Now, when I was putting this video together, I did not want to put in typical like old fragrances. I'm sorry to say it like old. I don't mean it in a bad way or in a negative way. I didn't want to put in Coco from Chanel, Chanel No. 5, Shalimar, Samsara. I didn't want to do that because that's just for me too obvious. Like, that's too obvious to me, and I don't want to do that. I wanted to put in and actually think about this video in deep thought of what I would imagine on people that come from old money, and these fragrances are exactly that. And for me, Allure is definitely what I imagine. Something so beautiful, so subtle. I haven't worn this fragrance in so long, and I really miss it because it is just such an effortlessly beautiful fragrance. You have some citruses in the top to bring a little bit of a brightness to the scent. Then you have a stunning vanilla. There is some honeysuckle, some white flowers, but it's done in such a, I'm going to use the word subtle again, because for me, there is a huge breakdown of notes, but the fragrance is so smooth, so airy, so transparent, but so, so, so beautiful. Very sensual and very intimate, this fragrance. So for me, Allure would be like an old money lady's signature scent, or even like an out of the shower scent, to be honest. Like it could definitely pass for like an out of the shower scent, something very soft, ready for bed. You put on your silk pajamas or your silk robe, you spritz on a bit of Allure, and it's just gorgeous. Very effortlessly beautiful. Longevity projection on this one is good, not amazing. I would say you get about 6 hours of wear with minimal projection. I don't care though, because the scent is just so beautiful, and I'm really, really grateful to have this fragrance in my collection because I think it's iconic and definitely a fragrance that I would imagine on somebody coming from old money. So the next fragrance is a little bit different compared to all the other fragrances that I've mentioned today. We have Radical Rose from Matiere Premiere. Is it gonna focus? Yes. So Radical Rose for me, the reason that I say it's different is because it has a slight oriental feeling to me, but in the best way possible. It is a little bit strong, so that's why I was thinking that maybe it doesn't fit in this list so much, but I'm gonna retract that statement immediately. I think that it does totally. For me, Radical Rose, I have to tell you guys, this was such a slow burn for me. I remember smelling it for the first time with Aurélien Guichard, and I actually told him to his face, I was like, it's beautiful, but rose is really not my thing, so I probably will never wear that fragrance. Like I kind of said, it's a beautiful scent, but I don't think it's for me. I don't really like rose anyway. But I don't remember what happened. I think I had a small little sample of it like this, and one day I was like, I'm gonna try and wear it. So I sprayed it on myself, and as the day went on, I could not believe how good this fragrance smells on the skin. It is absolutely stunning. And when I say stunning, I really mean it. But saying that, this is for the rose lovers. You really, really have to appreciate and love the scent of rose to really appreciate this fragrance fully. Now, for me, Radical Rose is a gorgeous, gorgeous, slightly spiced, slightly dry, slightly sweet rose scent. You have rose, you have patchouli, you have some labdanum. I think there's some saffron in here as well, maybe. But it is gorgeous, guys. There is a lot of rose in this fragrance. Like, it is fully rose. It is pure, it is there, it is heavy, it is intense. It is accompanied by a little bit of a spiciness, a little bit of a sweetness overall, a slight resinous touch, slightly balsamic in the background, but it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. This is for me a very deep red rose fragrance. It doesn't smell girly and transparent and like Delena from Parfumerie. This is really rose. And it is absolutely stunning, you guys. And I do see this on like an old money vibe for a big event or even a signature scent. It could definitely be a signature scent. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And it really took me a long time to appreciate this fragrance, but I'm so happy that I finally reached that point because I feel like I would be missing out otherwise. Sometimes with fragrances or with notes in particular, you have to actually give yourself the opportunity to wear them and then see like a few times of wearing that specific note or fragrance. See if you become more familiar with the note and you actually start to like it. Don't just spray a fragrance and rule it out straight away. You should always give fragrances a little bit of a chance and see. If you've worn it like 5 times and you still absolutely hate it, then leave it. But sometimes fragrances grow on you, and this is typically the example of a fragrance that really grew on me over time, and I love it so much. Radical Rose from Matiere Premiere. Thank you so much for watching this video. I feel like this was a very long video and I was not intending it to be at all. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed it, hearing about my recommendations for like very expensive, very luxurious smelling fragrances that remind me of like an old money aesthetic, an old money vibe. I feel like I had a lot of different fragrances in here, so I hope that you guys found it helpful. There was a bit of fresh, a bit of powdery, floral, sweet, vanilla. There was a little bit of everything, everything. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, and yeah, let me know if you want to see any other videos. I really like talking about like specific topic related videos, so give me some ideas in the comments, and if you guys have any questions about the fragrance, just let me know and I will be happy to answer you guys. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.